Our trip to Disney World, as told by Lucas. Hi, I'm Lucas. I'm 10 years old and I have to tell you about the best weekend of my life. Last week, me, my little sister Emma, Mom Sarah, and Dad Jens went to Walt Disney World for 2 days. It was awesome. There was magic everywhere, adventures, and all the characters I only know from TV. When we arrived by car, I couldn't believe it. There it was, a huge castle shining in the sun. "Look, Dad, that's the Snow Queen's castle," I said. But Dad laughed and said, "Almost, Lucas, that's Cinderella's castle, but don't worry, I'm sure we'll meet Elsa." Before we continued, Dad told us something amazing. Did you know that Walt Disney, the man who invented Mickey Mouse, started all this almost 100 years ago? He always wanted children and adults to have fun together, Dad said. That's why there are the parks and the movies. Without Walt Disney, there would be no Mickey Mouse, no Frozen, no Lion King. I thought that was really cool because now I know all my favorite movies are his. The magical encounter. As we were walking through the streets of the park, suddenly, I heard a mischievous voice. Oh boy! And you know what? Mickey Mouse was right in front of me. I couldn't believe my eyes. Minnie Mouse, Goofy, and Donald Duck were right next to him. Emma ran towards them and hugged Minnie. "Minnie is so pretty," she said, and I had to admit that she looked really adorable in her red dress and white polka dots. Goofy was huge. He laughed all the time and made funny faces. And Donald, he shook my hand really hard. It was so funny that I almost died laughing. Star Wars and spaceships. But the best was yet to come. We went to a place that looked like it was straight out of a movie. It was Star Wars Land. There were giant spaceships everywhere, and soldiers in white armor called stormtroopers. We got to board the biggest spaceship of all, the Millennium Falcon. And guess what? They let me fly the ship. I was sitting in the cockpit pushing the buttons. It felt like I was really flying through space. "This is the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy," said one of the guys there. But I thought it was just plain awesome. Afterwards, we entered a world that looked like it was straight out of the movie Frozen. Emma was super excited because she wanted to meet Elsa. When we arrived, there was a huge ice palace. Well, it looked like ice, but it sparkled so much. Emma sang "Let It Go" while Elsa and Anna were on stage, and she raised her arms as if she could do magic with ice herself. Elsa even gave Emma a small ice crystal. Emma was so happy that she wouldn't let go of it. Dad said we had to go on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. We got into a small boat and went through dark tunnels. Suddenly, pirates were jumping out of the shadows everywhere, singing and shouting. One pirate shouted, "R!" and I pretended to be one of them. It was like being in the middle of the movie. Afterwards, we rode in huge, colorful teacups that spun around really fast. Mom laughed and said she felt like a crazy teacup. I felt a bit like a rocket, that's how fast everything was spinning. And then, we flew with Peter Pan. Yes, we flew. We were sitting in a small boat and suddenly we were flying over the rooftops of London straight to Neverland. Below us were pirate ships and Tinkerbell was glowing all around us. It was like we were really there. At the end of the second day, when it was already dark, Dad told us to go back in front of the big castle. "Something special is coming," he said. And suddenly, boom! Huge, colorful fireworks filled the sky. The whole sky was full of colors, and the music from the Disney movies was playing too. Suddenly, Elsa appeared on a stage and sang "Let It Go" while sparkling snowflakes flew around us. It was so beautiful that Emma almost cried. Unfortunately, the next morning we had to go back home. But I told Dad we had to come back. There are so many things we haven't seen. "Maybe next year," Dad said, smiling at me. "This weekend has been the best of my life. I met Mickey, flew a spaceship, saw pirates, and flew with Peter Pan. I hope we go back to Disney World soon. And if you ever go, you'll experience all these magical things too."